So what's up, everyone? It is your girl Gel Beauty 87 here, aka Grace, and today we're gonna get into these little Viseart Petit, what is it, Petit Fours palettes. So y'all know I had to grab all four, like, you know, the thirsty person I was. I did the review on these last year. Anyway, these retail for $25 a piece. They have gorgeous little packaging, so let me take them all out so you can see what all of them look like. So this one is called Bouillon. I hope I'm saying these names right. I am not French. Thank you so much. And it comes with these lovely three little shimmers and black. And when I immediately saw this, y'all already know what it made me think of. When I told her to stop duping herself, so y'all know I'm going to pull them out. So it immediately made me think of like Jaguar here. It's like a condensed version of Jaguar here, because you get two shimmers and then you get like, I think the one black matte to darken out all the shimmers for like the people who like a smoky eye. I feel like this would be perfect for you. But so with this. Then I have the original Smoky Eyes palette to go with this here. And as you can see, they look similar as well. Then we have, I'll put the Tiger one up against this one just for the hell of it. You know, why not? Even though I feel like it's not going to look, well, no, we're not going to put the Tiger up against it. It's going to go with the next set of palettes, excuse me. But I have the Natasha Denona Mini Exxon palette to put up against this as well, just for like the black. Obviously the rest of the colors don't go with it because there's a silver in here. There's no silver in here. These seem to be more golden champagne shades. But since I had it, I was like, we gonna show it. How about that? I don't think I have any other ones that are supposed to be really close to this. Let me check the Charlotte Tilbury's I brought. Well, maybe this one. But this seems to be all shimmer and satinish type shades, where at least this one has the matte. So this one looks somewhat similar to it. I got this one on sale at Cult Beauty for I think like 30 or 35% off, so that's how I ended up with it, because I don't usually buy her pods. But like I said, since I had them all, I was like, we're gonna go ahead and show them all. I think that's it, because the other one is the green one and the blue one. Yeah, so we don't have any more to go with Miss Bouillon here. So I think it looks cool. I'm wondering if I can change these out with other things though, because that would be nice. I feel like you could pop them out the way you can pop them out with the other one. So the next one is called Garnet. You know, like red garnet, like the birthstone. So we have this one right here. And when I saw this one, I thought about the Chameleon palette from again from Huda. So this is what it looks like side by side with this one. I feel like it only has like the red with it. This beige shade in here ain't gonna do nothing for me, so I don't know what the hell matte I'm supposed to use with this. That's why I'm going to combine both the palettes together, so I can use the black matte and then probably use the red shimmer and then one of those as an inner corner shade. But that's what it looks like aside Chameleon. I wasn't gonna do this at the beginning, but I was like, let's just get it the hell out of the way, since we, you know, I'm sitting here, you're sitting here, we're sitting here. You know, let's just get done. I guess I'll show you the bronze palette from, Bronzy Glam from Mario up against this as well, because I feel like some of the shimmers gonna be the same. The matte isn't the same, because his matte is a darker brown, for I guess for like outer V and transitioning, if you will. So that's what it looks like. I don't think I have any other palettes for this, but we can put the why not? We'll just go ahead and put the Wild Tiger up against this one as well, even though there's no reds in it. But I feel like it might have some of those same shimmers, and maybe the brown. You can tell better than I can. They're both sitting in front of my face, so I can't see. Hi, how are you? Yeah. Do I have any more quads to go like this? Because I literally just bought my quads with me. Then I bought this one from Patrick Starr. This is the first one that came out of his. This is Glow Getter. So I feel like they look somewhat similar, except, you know, it's a matte red instead of a body red, and he put a couple of mauves in his. I would put Rose the Glam against it, but I don't see the point, so we're not going to do that. I'm trying to slowly move all the palettes out the way I've already used, so we don't reuse things. Y'all know the ones I'm excited about, so let's get to it. I mean, I'm excited about the little Granite one, just because, you know, of the color story of it. Oh, I probably should have held both those up against the new one that they just came out with as well, so let me do that real quick. So, sorry, let me take a little protective plastic off. I don't know why I keep putting it back on there, like, you know, we're not about to do a review. But this is the little palette compared to the palette I just reviewed for y'all recently from them. So it has a little bit of red in it. I might have to use this with this one on its own, because it's like, it's not just going to go on its own. And since they look like they're about the same size, although this looks a little bit small, I was about to say, I hope I could pop the pans out so I could do a review on me switching these around like I did with a couple of ColourPops and Melts and Natasha, since I'm really into doing that right now. But, you know, next we're going to get into, what is this one? I believe it's Purito. So this is what Purito looks like. And of course I'm going to start off with holding it against this one, since I just held it up, because it has some greens in it as well. So this is what it looks like. Then I have to put it up against the green palette from Juvia's Place, the Rebel Army palette. I just show you every green I possess and own. That would take entirely too long. I'm just trying to stick to the quad. So this is the only quad I own like that. And then there's the chameleon one, of course. So I'll show that one from Huda that came out this year. I forgot to put in my recommendations video somehow. I don't know how I did that. My bad, y'all. I'm going to show this one again too when we get to the blue palette, just because, you know, it has blues and greens in it. I hate that she adds neutrals with like the fun pops of colors. Like, girl, stop adding neutrals. So we don't want the neutrals. You've given us enough neutrals. You've given us enough mauve neutrals. You've given us berry neutrals. You've given us enough boring neutrals. Oh yeah. If I just did that, my bad. When I was rambling on about something else, I forgot. Oh yeah, we gotta give you the green Rebel Quad. No, that's super blue. So this is the original Rebel Quad before she changed the colors in Rebel. This is the one I really wanted because I like that dark green at the bottom, not all the light olive-ish looking greens that she put in the new one. So this was the one I felt like would be somewhat similar to this one, but seeing it up close now, well, I mean, as much as I can see through the camera, it doesn't look, you know, that big deal, but yeah. So that's the last one I have to compare to those. Now let us finally move into what I saved the best for last. I'm hoping the blue one is called Sapphire. I don't know though, because I don't remember what they were named by what. But I'm going to use the blue one with the green one together to save time. And then I'm going to use the bouillon one with the garnet one to save time. Oh, this is Lapis, excuse me. So I'm going to start off with Lapis and the newest palette that just came out to see how many blues are in it that are similar. So there we go with that one. And now we're done with this palette for good. Now I'm going to go into Super Blue from Natasha alongside this one. I'm surprised I don't have that many blue quads. I mean, I'm not super surprised though, but this is what both of those look like. And then lastly, I have Mario's, what is it? I think it's called Party Glam. And it's his blue quad, so show that against this one as well. He has a gold and a silver for a shimmer and then a dark blue matte, whereas this is just a dark blue and it's like the beigey shade to go with everything. So there's that. So I prefer his better just off looking because at least I get the you know, dark blue matte I was looking for the outer V shade. Oh, I guess I didn't bring the luxury pops one that I thought I brought. So those are all the comparisons I have for all these little palettes. I'm gonna go off camera, get life in order. I'm gonna end with the what is this, Lapis and Purito palette, of course, because those are the ones that I want to use the most. And we're gonna start off with the more smokier red toned look, because I feel like you all know that's what I'm gonna go for. I want to do a palette matchup though, where I use this palette alongside some of those just to see how it'll look. So I'll do that another time. But let me go off camera and get my life in order. Let me zoom you in to take off time. Please ignore my lower lash line. I forgot that I had to do this video, so I put that underneath there. And we're not taking it off, girl. It's like almost 9 o'clock at night. And I still gotta go to bed because I gotta get up work in the morning. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, y'all, so this is what I came back with, but y'all saw I didn't have much to choose from because these little quads only have one matte in it. I had a black matte in this one. Can you focus, please? Focus on that. Yeah, so get a black matte in that one. And then the garnet one, we have the red shimmer. And then there's this matte that I always bitch about that I can't use and serves no purpose. So, with that being said, we're going to get into using what we can use since, you know, I don't have too much to choose from because there's, you know, only one matte I can actually use. I did use the second one just because I wanted to dust over like what we had going on. But I'm like, again, it wasn't too much of anything to choose from. So I was just kind of like, well, I guess I'm going to just have to use the black one then. So I'm thinking about with the second look, I might bring in this, the last Viseart palette that I reviewed just because I'm like, you know, I don't have much to choose from when it comes to mattes. At least that one has a few more mattes in it. But at the same time, I'm like, I kind of don't want to because it's not fair to the other palette. But if I remember correctly, the new palette only has, what do you call it? Only light matte. So I'll have to check and see because if it does, then I'm not going to have any choice but to use the other palette because it's like I need an outer V shade. I can't just do an all shimmer look. I mean, the late great Mel Thompson can do that, but I'm not Mel, so I can't do that. I need at least one matte if it's nothing more than for the outer V and one to dust over the lower lash line. I still need that matte though. So since they're not giving me that matte, they're giving me all these light ass mattes, just like they did last year. So it's like they did better with the shimmers, but it's like, you know, people like to use mattes and some people like to use more mattes than shimmers. So if I was a person who liked to use more mattes than shimmers, these wouldn't be useful to me at all. Just saying. Still, it's like we're still working on getting better apparently because I still can't, you know, use all the mattes in here. This is only one matte to choose from the fact that all the mattes seem to be like lighter besides this one dark black matte I have. I don't have much to choose from, do I? Indeed. I'm just fitting it with the brown bone like I normally do. Y'all know I usually try to blend this to brown bone. As you can see, it's blended out nicely. I didn't have to do a whole lot of work to get that blend to look nice and smooth as it is. Now we're gonna go to the Garnet palette, and of course I can take the red and put all over the lid because I mean like there's a bright color available. You thought I was gonna use like the copperies and the gold. No, we're not doing that. I already gave y'all a nice dark look with a nice neutral tone look with the, what is that palette called? The Glam Light Chocolate Martini palette. So that's as much you're gonna get from me. We're not gonna do any more. You're gonna take this and, you know, be glad, because I wasn't about to do a look with just the bouillon one on its own and not have any, you know, coloring really whatsoever. Now I'm going to take the light shade from the Garnet palette because, again, y'all know I didn't have any other shade to use. It's literally just this. So I was like, I guess I'll dust this over here or whatever, because I mean, like, what else do I have to choose from? I think I dusted the black one into the red a little bit more on the other side, so I'll try to fix that in a second. But I'm like, I've still got the complaint of, you know, this ain't working for everybody, Viseart. So like, you know, we need to do better with these mattes and give, you know, like more mattes to, what? Oh crap, I set it down on the foundation review I did earlier. That's what that is. Crap. Maybe that'll help with the transitioning color, if you will, because right now we ain't really have one, so hopefully that's helping. Look at it go. So I have Baby Burt's from Fenty on the lips from last year holiday collection, if anyone was curious. I hope y'all saw me this entire time and it wasn't blurry like it is now. Yeah, so I'm just taking my clean brush and dust over all of what's going on here. And then we're gonna go into the inner corner, and then we're gonna be done with this. I'm trying to decide if I'm gonna take a picture of this look for you all or not, because I'm like, it's really that much to it, and it really didn't have too many colors I could use with it, considering the mattes that were put in the quads. So I'm just kind of like, we still haven't learned Viseart that, you know, everybody can use these beige shades that you keep putting in all the palettes, and y'all know y'all like it on mattes because you gave me all these shimmers. So I don't know if I was supposed to like switch them out with like one of the palettes that looks like this, or the editorial smaller ones, so like get a color I can use, because it's like, clearly see I can't use these colors. Anyway, I'm gonna take the copper shade from the Garnet palette and pop that in the inner corner. Then I took the gold from the Bouillon palette and just popped it on top to get like a little bit of more brightness effect going on. And this is pretty much the eye look. So I'm going to most likely put on some winged liner. I might put on a little bit more mascara. I'm not 100% sure. Can you focus on me, please? Thank you. So I might put on some winged liner just to give it like a little bit more of effect, since I don't think I'm going to put on any more mascara because I still have to take this eye look off. And then we have to use the Lapis and the Purito palettes, and then we will come back and talk about my thoughts on the palettes. So I feel like you got a small idea how I feel already, just based upon me talking about how they seem to be the same as last year, whereas I only got one matte to use and it's like 4 palettes, but from what I'm seeing, it's like one matte I can use in like all 4 of these little palettes. So anyway, I'm gonna go off camera and get my life in order, and I'll come back with another look, okay? Okay. Okay, y'all, so this is what I came back with. As you can see, I didn't have much to choose from. If y'all remember, I showed you both these palettes, and neither one of them has like a tone I can use for the outer V whatsoever. Let's point that out real quick. What the fuck is the outer V matte shade that I'm supposed to get? This shit's too damn light. This shit's too damn light. So what am I supposed to be using for an outer V Viseart? Cause like, you ain't put nothing in here for that. You trying to tell me something without just coming out and saying it, or like what? Anyway, so I went to this palette and I just took this dark brown right here, which to me isn't that dark, and it's the darkest shade in this palette. As you all see, when I have blended it in on my outer V here, it's not really like super dark in my opinion, because when I put the shimmer on, I feel like it just disappeared. So it still isn't that dark, a personal opinion. I'll harp on that more at the end when, you know, I start the roasting session, because oh, there's gonna be one with the lack of mattes in this collection. And I said the same thing last year. Yeah, it's gonna be one. So just stay tuned for that, because I feel like y'all knew it was gonna be one. after I talked about how I opened them and there was no mattes for people that look like me. And I said the same thing last year, and I'm sure other brown YouTubers said the same thing last year, and nothing has been done. So yeah, it's gonna be a whole session. Just wait. Yeah, let me get through this situation first, and then we'll have the roasting session. Anyways, I took the dark brown from the Viseart palette I reviewed before I got these little Petit palettes. And we use that. Now we're going to go into the, what is this? The Purito palette. And I took like the tannish shade that they had and just dusted over here and kind of in the crease a little bit. Just let's kind of set the primer down because clearly it's not doing anything for me. I feel like you can't tell it's in my crease or I'm putting anything on right now. Now we're going to go into the green shade in the Purito palette. I just use the same brush for both of them. I took the dark green shade. I just started toward the back of the eye like so, right here. And put it up here. As usual, the shimmer looks amazing and nice. Now we're going to go into the Lapis palette, which you all knew was going to be like one I had to get because they had blue and they had green. So I want to go ahead and put the green and the blue on the Lapis one toward the front of the eye. I don't know if these shades have individual names. If I remember last year, like the shades didn't have individual names, or they might have and I just didn't read them because, you know, they're tiny and who's taking the time to do all that work? Yeah, no, this girl's not. So we got those two right there. I'm going to go in with that same shade from the Purito palette, that what is it, the neutralish weird shade. That's like the deepest of the two shades that don't really work for my skin tone, and just dust it over here real quick. Then I'm going to take the clean brush and just dust over this once more. And a little last line as well. Now I'm going to go to the inner corner shade. So with the inner corner shade, I used the green from the Purito palette because I felt like I wanted a little more pop of green than I had with the shade on the back, because I feel like you're looking more toward the shades that's on the front of the lid, which is blue, and the green isn't getting as much attention. So this is our finished eyelid. Let's back it on up and let's have a nice little discussion here. Or should I say, let the roasting session begin. So, let's back her on up here. Okay, so apparently some things just don't change. Because if y'all remember last year when I reviewed these same little palettes, I was talking about how they didn't have enough, you know, depth in them for anybody who had any sort of melanin. And I see we didn't learn from that lesson at all, because what do you see? Because all I see is 3 light ashy matte shades, then a whole bunch of shimmer shades that I'm supposed to use. But what matte am I supposed to use to put the shimmer on? If I'm not a one lid shimmer type person, what am I supposed to do with these? And at $25 a piece, I feel like you could come up with better mattes than this. We don't need 3 of the same colored mattes. Matter of fact, let's swatch them out to see how close in tone they are. So I swatched the Garnet one first. I am swatching the shade from Lapis now. And now we're going to swatch the shade from Purito. The only matte that actually works for my skin tone is the one in the Bullion palette. And it's the black. So that's the only out of V shade I had out of all these palettes. Ash City Chick, Ash City Chick. And I don't even see a difference in undertone when it comes to these. Like in the pan, I see a difference in undertone. Like one looks a little more yellow and one looks a little more peach. But it's like, do we really need all that? Because you only got 4 quads and then 3 of them have shades that anybody who has any sort of melanin can't use. So like I said before, you're trying to tell me something without just coming out and being honest and real and saying it? Because I said the same thing last year and you still haven't fixed any of the issues with any of these working for anybody who isn't darker than light medium. You got a problem with Viseart and you just can't be mad about it and tell me? Like, because every year I come up with these little palettes. For the last 2 years it's been, ain't none of them working for anybody with any sort of melanin. So do you just not like melanin and just don't want to be honest up front and tell us? Or you think we should spend a bit of bucks in order to get, like, you know, a quality and a color variation? Because this $48 one, you managed to put colors in here that actually work for me. But with the more affordable ones, I can't get a break anywhere. Make it make sense. I'll wait. I gave you a whole year to fix this problem, you didn't. So do I need to make wait another year for you to like be inclusive, or like what's going on with that? Yeah, what's going on with that? So just like last year, I'm not gonna recommend anybody with any sort of melanin buy any of these palettes, cause you just gonna end up with 3 transition shades you can't use. And if I want to put a matte olive lid, I can buy a $5 single from Black Friday from ABH and be fine. Or buy a $5 like shade like that from ColourPop and be fine. So it's like I can buy from a whole bunch of indie brands this same shade, and then just buy some shimmers from them too, and just like take you out of the equation completely. Since again, 3 out of these 4 palettes don't work for me. Just like last year, there was only one palette that worked for people who look like me, and it was like a smoky palette. So if I don't want to do a smoky eye, then Viseart ain't got my back when it comes to quality at a reasonable price. Because that's what these say to me. But let me know how you feel down below, because that's how I feel. Because I know it's all the big palettes I have from them can manage to have colors for people who look like me, but all the affordable options you have don't work for anybody that looks like me. So I got to spend big coins in order to get your attention, or like Anyway, I'm done with this rant of, you know, discriminating against people who look like me. But I hope you all enjoyed this video. Remember, you all are diamonds. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Be blessed, girl. Bye.